going to be a little different. I had a subscriber ask me today, and by the way, thank you very much. I really appreciate questions that are asked, comments, both good and bad. But I did have a subscriber today ask me, what is it that you eat during the course of a day? And this has been an evolutionary thing. Here on Healthy After 60, I've been really trying to follow the keto diet, try to stay healthy also with exercise, which of course I think is really important, and that's evolved over time as well. And then of course just making good lifestyle choices, getting enough rest, that sort of thing. But I do want to talk about what it is that I'm consuming on a daily basis, and this is kind of where I'm at right now after almost 7 months on the keto diet. And one thing that has evolved is my breakfast. And my breakfast consists of 3 hard-boiled eggs, and for that I've got my hard-boiled egg appliance. I couldn't live without it. But 3 hard-boiled eggs, I should say medium-boiled, because I tend to cook them a little bit beyond medium. It's the way I like them. And 3 or 4 pieces of bacon. And I even like to put a little bit of salt on my bacon, quite honestly. And when I'm consuming my hard-boiled egg, I kind of chase it down with the bacon. And the combination is just something I really look forward to every morning. But the other thing is there's absolutely no carbs in that breakfast. So when I tend to use my ketone meter in the morning, I find that my ketone level is usually pretty high, like 1.3 to 1.5. And so that means that my energy is being created by the burning of fat, of course, rather than sugar and carbs, and so that's a good place to be. And so that tends to be my breakfast. And right after breakfast, I do my calisthenics every morning, and I feel like the eggs and bacon really, I think, give me the energy to kind of go through those calisthenics every day. And so that's breakfast. I don't tend to snack. I actually find that I don't snack really at all, but I do tend to get pretty hungry. I'm an early riser, and so that breakfast tends to be around 5 a.m. So usually about 10:30, I'm ready for lunch. And what my typical lunch consists of is either protein with a vegetable, either spinach, or it might be any number of other vegetables, but the protein can consist of maybe chicken wings or chicken thighs or legs, and or I could maybe have a wrap, and I've had plenty of videos where I've showcased that wrap. But the wrap, will have a pretty healthy amount of meat in it, might even have bacon in it, and the wrap itself is an egg white wrap. And so no carbs in the lunch as well. The wrap has no carbs, the meat in the wrap has no carbs, the cheese doesn't have any carbs. And then of course the vegetable I have is not going to have any carbs as well. So I couldn't live without my steamer. My typical vegetable serving, I like to steam my vegetables, not over steam them, but steam them. And I think my favorite vegetable is asparagus, broccoli. I also eat a lot of spinach with my lunches. And so I don't tend to snack in the afternoon. I haven't really found a need to snack to get me through to dinner. But dinner also is probably a little, well, it's not that early. It's really usually about 6:30 because I work till 6. And dinner has evolved. It used to be a steak and just a big old helping of vegetables. And then I found I wasn't losing any weight, so I switched to a steak or a burger or a piece of fish or chicken, and then no vegetables. I was doing the whole carnivore thing after a while, but then I actually switched again, and I'm actually eating a serving of protein: chicken, fish, beef, pork, and I find the air fryer to be real indispensable, almost like that for just about everything I have for dinner. And then I have a smaller serving of vegetables with that dinner, and I could blow into the ketone meter at that point, and I'd probably find I'm right at about 1 to 1.7 in the dinner hour. And then about 8 o'clock, what I've been doing is I've moved my smoothie to about 8 o'clock. And I actually think the most important thing that I eat is not something I eat at all, but something that I drink. And that's my smoothie. And this particular smoothie, which is pretty much what I have every day, and I have it as my last thing I have during the day, usually around 8 o'clock or so I make it. I made it a little earlier tonight because I'm making this video. But it consists of kale and turmeric, a big piece of organic turmeric from Whole Foods. And sometimes I'll put spinach in the smoothie. I also have chia and flax seeds, some black pepper, which is supposed to help you to absorb the turmeric, and then the base for and the last thing, of course, I can't forget, as you can see, this smoothie has a nice red color. I switch off, and I'll have one day where I'll make the smoothie with the beetroot, and then the next day I'll use the beet greens and not the root. The difference is that when I use the root, it's a very pleasing red color. When I use the beet greens, it actually turns the smoothie a very unappetizing brown. But either way, and then last but not least, I use almond milk as the base. And I try to have that almond milk be pretty cold. Don't really find there's any real reason to put any ice in there. It's cold enough with the cold almond milk. And so I just think that the smoothie may be the most important thing I consume all day. I've just actually come to believe it, and I'd be real interested in what's working for you. I have had some good weight loss results in the last, I would say in the last 3-4 weeks. I don't know if it's the switching of the diet around a little bit, or if it's the fact that I've had my ketone meter for these like 3 weeks. And so it really has helped me to stay in a higher state of ketosis and know I'm in ketosis. I've managed my diet around that ketone meter. And so I find that to be real indispensable. I'd really like to know what is working for you in your own keto journey. I'd love to hear it. I'm always open to suggestions, and certainly would really welcome new subscribers. If you find this content to be helpful, please subscribe. Send me any comments, good or bad, and I'll either be very grateful or will take it very constructively and learn from your comments. Either way, I really appreciate them. Appreciate you viewing tonight. I'm going to enjoy this delicious smoothie, which I do think is the most important thing I consume all day. And I wish you the best. And this has been Healthy After 60.